Hello, my name is Jake, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to cook some tuna and rice soup today. It's kind of just like a nice, easy, low-calorie kind of meal for if you're trying to, make something easy at home. So over here, I've got my tuna and my rice boiling right now, and I'm about to put in the cream of mushroom, which is kind of what gives it a little bit better of a feel, so it's not too dry. So I've got that right here. I'm using Campbell's, so we're gonna go ahead and cut that open and start cooking it on probably like a low temperature. So I've got it on 3 for mine. Yeah. So here I'm just going to pour it into my second pot here. The biggest thing you got to be careful about is if you aren't stirring it around or aren't being careful with it, it can kind of get stuck to the pot. And then you kind of lose out on some of the food, but it also can kind of burn up into chunks and kind of make it like a little crunchier. Sorry about that light there. So here we've got the rice in here in a packet boiling, and it's in the packet so that whenever we take it out, we don't have to like drain the water or anything. And it allows us to just kind of put it in dry into whatever we're making. And then in that second pot we have the cream of mushroom kind of cooking in there and just heating it up, because it doesn't really need to be cooked as much as it just needs to be heated up for the food. And then around right before it's done cooking, we'll put in some Star-Kissed tuna in there to give it some more protein and make it more than just some slightly gooey rice. So that was our timer for the rice. I'd already put it in to get it set up so that we had enough time for the video, because I didn't want it to be like 10 minutes for the rice. So to get out safely, I'm just going to use a fork. Otherwise, it can burn up my hand pretty good. It's kind of tricky because it has a slit at the top, but it can be kind of hard to get a hold of. Yeah. I'm just going to put it in here for now. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and turn that off, and we're going to dump this rice water because there's no need to have it here still. And just periodically keep stirring that cream of mushroom around. That's what I'm using to kind of make it more of like a soup, like give it a little bit more of a liquidy feel, so it's not just super dry. You could use cream of chicken as well. Typically that's what I prefer, but cream of mushroom is all we had today. So I'm just gonna let that go for a little bit longer. I'm gonna go ahead and put in that tuna so it gets heated up a little bit. So I've got 2 things of this tuna here. And we're just gonna drain it so that it's not getting a bunch of tuna juice into it, so it doesn't overpower the flavor of our cream of mushroom and rice. And also just because, we don't want it to be a super watery meal. The easiest way I found to drain that juice out of the tuna is to just press down on the lid after you've taken it off, and it kind of just pushes it all out the sides, and it, makes it a lot easier than trying to like put a fork on the edge and drain it, which is what I used to do when I was a kid. So I'm gonna move this over here actually because of that light. There we go. Yeah, that's a way better spot. So I just poured in that first thing of tuna. I'm opening the second one here. I'll do it right here. If I can get this thing onto it, it's giving me some trouble. Now the good thing about the tuna is it's like it doesn't really need to be cooked, so we're just kind of heating it up. You can do it afterwards if maybe you want it to help cool down the rice or something, but it's not really something that I feel a big. So that's our second thing of tuna we're going to be pouring in there. So, as you can see here, we've got our cream of mushroom with our tuna, and it's heating up pretty good. And then we've got our boiled rice. I just set it in here so it could cool down so I can open up the bag. And we're just gonna combine those two in just a minute. I gotta find something to open up that bag though. So here, I'm just gonna open up that bag. I can't find scissors, so I'm just gonna use this knife. It's still pretty hot, so gotta be careful. I'm gonna go and pour it into my bag here, or my bowl. And to boil this rice, I just took my measuring cup here, put in 4 cups of water, and then just put the bag in and let it boil in that plastic bag. So now that we've got that, I'd say the cream of mushroom is basically as heated as it needs to be now. You don't got to heat it up for that long because, once again, it doesn't really need to be cooked as much. It just needs to be heated up. So it only takes about 3 minutes. The rice, on the other hand, takes around 8 to 9. So it's something that I started up before starting the video. So I'm gonna go and pour this in there. You can start with the rice first, or you can end with it, depending on what you like to kind of have on top. I kind of prefer to have it as kind of like putting like the spaghetti sauce on top of the noodles. So I kind of prefer for this like almost like the sauce to be on top. So here we have the tuna and the rice with the cream of mushroom. I'll go ahead and stir it up a bit so it looks a little bit more appetizing. So yeah, there we go. Whole thing is like maybe like 500 calories. It's got pretty good protein from the tuna, so you get around like 40 grams of protein from it from the tuna, which is pretty good if you're trying to like diet a little bit better but still keep your protein up. And yeah, it's pretty good. It's easy to make and it only takes a couple things, so